We're looking here at a design for a wildlife corridor. A number of species have been specified for the wildlife corridor, and each symbol is represented by a code and a line to the centre of the symbol. We've built this design using not our plant schedules and lists, but broad-scale planting. And the tools to do broad-scale planting are listed there on that drop-down menu. The key issue here, and that differs from the usual way of working with gCADPlus, is that the whole design's made up of only three symbols, one called new tree, one called new large shrub, and another one called new small shrub. We can give the design more impact by taking the symbol for the taller trees and edit it. We could pick part of the symbol and we could apply a fill, and probably transparency to about 150, not 1150, but 150. That will give the symbol some transparency so we can close it, and now the tall trees show in the design. We can do the same with the new large shrubs, and we can edit it. Maybe we'll pick this polygon now and give that a fill, and won't worry about the transparency at this stage. So that makes those stand out. And for the smaller shrubs, we can also edit the symbol, and we'll fill that as well. So we close the editor. Now our design, I think, stands out. The key issue is that's being done with only three symbols. We can still make a plant schedule. Example of that, gCADPlus, broad scale, draw the schedule. The prompt suggests input the first point, so we'll pop it around here and just draw the schedule in the usual way. And again, watch for any crowding, but that looks fine. So you will notice that I've used the link tool here for 4 Lamandra longifolia, and there's another one over there. So that should give us 5, and it does. So the count is there. It's nowhere near as extensive as we have in the gCADPlus plant schedules and lists in this area, but nonetheless it's quick and efficient. I've put the background here to black because what I have done is played with the symbol. And if I edit that block, pick it here, see I've made the transparency 50, so reduce that markedly over the previous example. This one's also been changed where I've picked this circle this time rather than that hexagon, and again this time I've jumped to 75. So I've been playing a little. If we go back to view and background color of white, this is what it's going to look like on the final plan, and I'm relatively happy with that. We can put the schedule wherever we want on our layout sheet because it's a table, and we can move it away. And in the layout, create a floating viewport, a second one, and then just refer to that template. So the little group which shows typical planting of native species, research has been done by the owners of the block. They'll be happy. They'll get some sort of feel for how things should be grouped, and we would hope that native species like koalas can move through their area and onto neighbouring allotments. Well, here's the final result. I've gone to a layout referred to as masterplan. There are 2 floating viewports that give us a view, first of them on the left, That gives us a view into the wildlife corridor planting plan, and then the planting schedule is in another floating viewport on the right. You may notice that the thickness of the text looks a little thick there to me, but you are able to go into broadscale, L broadscale, and let's widen that. Notice that 0.25 is line weight set by layer, so we can bring that back to 0.15. OK that, and we get a finer text that will print fine, particularly that this is quite a large sheet. It's at a view scale of 1 to 250, which is not an approved scale in the Australian environment, but fine for the client as a master plan. We can always add additional sheets, which we've done. We've put photographs of wetland species in that layout, a site assessment, and the data from Google Earth there, all ready to be printed to PDF and given to the client. So that's an overview of gCADPlus broad scale planting with, and we were asked for, can we show an application of how that might be used, and hopefully that's been done.